On the weekend, when the nation remembers the sacrifice of those who lost their lives serving their country, rugby too paid its respects. Good evening and welcome along to Scrum 5. I'm delighted to be joined by two double Grand Slam winners today, Tom Shanklin and James Hook. Good to have you with us. Here's what's coming up on the show tonight. It was a packed weekend of URC action and some big scalps were taken.
Zebra Karma have won a match for the first time in over 18 months.
Old Illtydians RFC are here to help us clear up some of the weekend's decisions. Stephen Jones gives us the lowdown on his new role down under. And we sent Sean Holley to the Knoll for a midweek clash between two iconic sides.
It's in the blood, but I'm black through and through.
But before we get to all the action, we're going to mix things up a little bit today. Usually our producers rule the roost, but not today. We're going to turn the tables. And you guys are going to decide which game we see first. Now, I often get asked, sometimes by disgruntled fans, how we decide on the order of the show, of the running order, which game comes when. So you guys can take the flak. You ready? Like, James has got a fear of God in his eyes. If I had to choose any pundit that would quite enjoy this, Tom, it would probably be you.
Go zebra first, shall we?
Sorry, we haven't got that lined up. But how are we going to do it? We've got a quick quiz, and we are going to bring in Scrum 5 stalwart Dickie Bach. Come in, take the floor with two buzzers. It's very important you get the right colour. Blue for Tom, green for James. You ready?
OK, yeah.
OK, it's quite easy because we haven't got too much time to waste. First question. How many Ospreys, and they are sort of loosely linked to your time playing, how many Ospreys started in Warren Gatland's?
13.
Nice. I didn't even get to the end of the sentence. 13. Can you give me the two that didn't play?
Martin Williams, Mark Jones.
There we are.
That's only because you had Nicky Walker and Marty Holler in the team. Otherwise you would have
Where were you, Shank?
on the bench. Come on, save the game.
Second half.
Yeah.
Sonny Parker.
Yeah.
Started. OK, second question, so 1-0 to James. In the Grand Slam decider v France in 2008, who partnered Alan Wynne-Jones in the second row? No expenses spared on these buzzers. They're not the quickest. I'm going to give that to you, Tom.
Ian Evans.
No.
Ian Goff.
Ah, there we go. OK, so you've got a bit of... That goes to James. You've got a bit of extra time now to think about what game you want to see first, but we're going to give you the third question anyway.
Right.
Your chance to redeem yourself, Tom. Who created history, becoming the youngest player to represent Wales when he made his Test debut in 2010?
George North.
No.
Oh!
George North was the youngest.
I know
Sorry,
it is.
Ted Pride, is it?
There are 3-0, James Heck.
Did you go with George North?
Yeah. Oh. No, I wouldn't have.
There we go. Well, so what game are you watching?
Wales, England, 2008.
What game are we watching now?
Oh, right.
I mean, if you want to
Ospreys,
analyse Wales, England, 2008. OK, and why have you gone for Ospreys? The Gary are hating this, by the way. If there's anything that producers like, it's control. And that's all I can hear now is, have you got Ospreys? So we'll buy them a bit more time. Why did you choose the Ospreys?
Former Osprey.
There we are.
Simple as that.
Ospreys, Glasgow. Have you got it? It's there. Run it.
Shocker. I've had a shocker.
9.
Very late going to Tipperick again. Well, they're running out of real estate on this side. Glasgow have come down here and they've done a job on the Ospreys.
It is a blow. Ospreys went 10-0 up, then Glasgow scored 21 unanswered points. Tom, you were there to miss out on the losing bonus point. Right, well, moving on, Di Flanagan said in the week it was vital that the Dragons returned to winning ways. Leinster were the opponents as his side looked to bag a victory at Rodney Parade for the first time since October 2022.
Beard the target, and they go to the maul. Sheehan takes his place, and they have. Scott Penny bursts over.
I'm delighted to be joined by Leinster assistant coach Robin McBride now. James Hook, Tom Shanklin in the studio with me. Robin, thanks for joining us. That win takes you from 9th in the league to tied first, which tells us everything we need to know about how competitive this USC league is at the minute, especially that top half. So how important was the win in the context of your season?
No, it's very important. We knew it was going to be tough coming here to the Dragons.
Okay, well, we know Wales has been used to seeing plenty of New Zealand rugby and post arriving over the years, but the journey the other way has been far less travelled until now, with Rhys Patchell, Lee Halfpenny and Stephen Jones all taking up roles with Super Rugby. Jones has linked up with Moana Pacifica as backs coach, and Scrum 5 caught up with him in Auckland. But right, we are going to go back to the regions and back to the USC because the Scarlets were looking to make it back-to-back wins as they faced off against the Lions at Parc y Scarlets. Your commentators, Gareth, Rhys, Owen and Richie, Rees.
Lloyd. Oh, dancing feet, and Lloyd is through. Straight through Johan Lloyd. Have shot themselves in the foot.
And to think they only have 2 home games in that block of 7, it was one they needed to win, Tom, and there's no getting away from it. That charge down, a sucker blow. Will Dwayne be seething with that?
Yeah, I think so. It's very similar to the Ospreys game, a game that they should have won. Again, they put themselves in the right position.
Right, well, talking of Thomas Williams and Cardiff, they welcomed the high-flying Bulls to the Arms Park on what was a special occasion for Willis Halaholo. He ran out for the Blue and Blacks for the 100th time with his daughters by his side. This one was watched by Gareth, Rhys, Owen and James Hook.
Bulls will compete. Well worked.
Stop in front. Stop.
And the Bulls win the game.
Yeah, I spoke to Matt post-match. He said, in my mind, that's a blueprint of what a Cardiff performance should look like. So if you put the loss aside, promising sign. That's promising in itself.
Yeah, blueprint with maybe a little bit of Tipp-Ex towards the end. But it was a good performance from Cardiff. It was an exciting game all the way through. Again, like we've talked about, like the Ospreys, like the Scarlets, just came unstuck towards the end. But there were some good performances. They matched the Bulls physically. You look at the stats here. They're nearly topping everything there of metres carried. Line breaks 9.
Well, this is the law, because, and I guess the second point is the one to highlight. A ruck is formed when at least one player from each team are in contact on their feet and over the ball, which is on the ground. And I guess technically you could argue that Bulls players weren't on their feet. But now, Tom, it is showtime.
Premature was I before.
So I will let you take it away.
Go on, Hookie. Who have we got with us?
We've got Illtydians RFC from Cardiff.
Yeah.
Go on, boys.
We found 4 of the loosest cannons. We got Josh, we got Maddie, we got Sam, and we got Oscar. Now, what we're going to try and do is demonstrate the differences between a tackle and a ruck. We're going to start off with a tackle. So, Oscar, you're going to be the ball carrier. Maddie and Josh, good luck now. Maddie and Josh are going to tackle you. Tackle's made. Everyone's on the ground. Now, Sam, you can come in. You can put one foot over the ball now. Because that is not a ruck, it is a tackle. He can have one foot in front of the ball. The other foot has to be behind. He's allowed to pick up the ball now, go through, go forward. And that's what we saw. That's what the ref, Sam Grove-White, deemed to be a tackle in the Cardiff game. He's allowed to pick it. He doesn't have to have 2 feet behind it because it's not a ruck. It is a tackle. Everyone's on the ground. No one is competing. Now, let's come back out. This time, Hooky, we're going to do a ruck.
Yep.
So
If you
again,
carry in.
good tackle.
Arriving player from both teams. So because they bound, they're both on their feet, as the statement said, that is a ruck now. So if you've got the ball behind that ruck there, Shanks, you've got to have both feet.
Yeah, both feet behind
the ball.
That's fine. I can pick up the ball like that because I've got both feet behind. Now, if it's classed like this, like Ray Lilo, I can't pick up the ball like that and go because I've got 1 foot ahead of it because it is a ruck. If this was a tackle, which is not, I could have 1 foot like that, like Ray Lilo did. So that's the difference. If this now goes to the floor, go to the floor, boys, roll on the floor, that is still a ruck. Yep. It's still a ruck. They both competed. It's on the ground. It still has ruck. Have to have both feet behind. So there, up you get, boys. Hopefully, we've described the difference between a tackle and a ruck.
Clear as mud.
Clear as mud. Now, we have to let you get a bit of airtime. How's your season been, Sam, so far?
A bit of a slow start, but we're putting some good games together, so hopefully we can get a good second part of the season.
Won any games yet?
No, we drew one the other day, though, but and had a few close losses, but we're getting there.
Who does that remind you of?
That's in 2007, is it?
Yeah.
They won a Grand Slam after that, so the only way's up, boys, isn't it?
Well done. There you go.
So, we've been disagreeing all day. Was that a ruck or was it a tackle?
The Cardiff one, I'm saying, is a ruck, but
No,
it's
what
open to opinion.
Okay. Right, OK, well, there were some other big results this weekend. The 6th time in 12 seasons that both Benetton and Zebra won in the same round. So what a weekend for the Italians after 28 losses and 18 winless months. They sink the Sharks in Parma, and it was also a tremendous game in Treviso, an end-to-end thriller with Benetton coming out on top. 2017, the score against the Stormers. They, of course, were last year's finalists. OK, Munster's unbeaten start to the season came to an end against Ulster, and Ben Healy's drop goal with the final play of the game gave Edinburgh a thrilling win over Connacht. So this is what all that means for the table after round 4. All teams have lost at least one game. The Bulls and Glasgow, well, and Leinster now are joint top. But looking at the top 8, there's not much in it at all. The Ospreys have dropped out of the top half, slipping to 10th, and the Sharks, the only side propping up the other 3 Welsh regions down at the bottom. OK, after a 4-year hiatus, Neath are back in the Indigo Premiership, but it's been a tough start for the All Blacks, rooted to the bottom of the league. They were hunting for their first victory of the season over Bridgend, and our very own Sean Holley jumped at the chance to head to the Knoll to take it all in.
Tonight I'm at the Knoll in Neath, a ground steeped in rugby history and one that evokes such memories of great players. Neath have made it back to the top flight of Welsh club rugby in the Indigo Premiership. They played Bridgend tonight, who themselves, of course, boast some great former players. Good start to the game from the home team, but it's been spilled and hacked downfield. It's a foot race, and indeed, over it goes. And what a finish from the player of the match.
First half was seriously scrappy, second half was even more scrappy, but sometimes in the game we were looking for something special when it didn't need that, and we showed in the last 20 when we controlled the game and we just put the ball in their half.
And these are the other fixtures for you. Despite being 10-0 at half-time, a second half, Ewan Davis try-inspired Newport to a win. All of the home teams won in the Saturday fixtures, including an 8th win of the season for Llandovery. And that means the current champions are top of the table, having lost just one match. Newport are hot on their heels, and another 2 sides from Gwent complete the top 4. And remember, you can catch live Indigo Prem action between Pontyberem and Carmarthen Quins live on the S4C website on the 23rd of November. But look, every week we'll aim to bring you some action from the lower leagues too. And this weekend it was a belter of a day down west as Loughor welcomed Pontyberem.
Squeeze on the Loughor scrum, but Tom Davis is away. Oh, excellent gasp by him. Tom Davis over the halfway line. Perfectly weighted pass. Joe Williams back on permit with Loughor. That's a tremendous try.
OK, congratulations then to Loughor, who managed to grind out another win. And I've also loved seeing this on Twitter over the weekend. Great from Hail Q, who left the changing room sparkling clean after their match against T. Cross. Ever done that, guys?
No, I'll leave it to Owen Jones. He loved doing that, didn't he?
Right, well, we have got 2 games coming up for you. Next weekend, we've got 2 live games, Zebre v Cardiff on Friday and Leinster v Scarlets. But my thanks to James, to Tom, and of course to the Old Illtydians RFC for your time this evening. It is the first time all 4 regions have lost at home in the league on the same weekend, but it's not a case of doom and gloom, more a case of shoulda, woulda, coulda for all, well, 3 teams at least. It was the weekend that got away from Welsh rugby. We'll see you next Sunday.